Okay guys, you've done the cat painting, and so now you're going to work on this little mermaid here. You're going to open up um, the blank, I guess you could say, the one that doesn't have color on it, the mermaid file. And it's going to be in the share drive, but mine is actually right here. So I'm going to open mine up. Hit OK when that sort of error message comes up. And then you've got your blank, your sort of your original mermaid drawing here that looks like it came from maybe a coloring book or something. So you're going to create a new layer, actually not a copy of a new layer, sorry, you're just going to create a new layer and drag it underneath like we did before with the cat. And for this one, we're going to just put in some blocks of color, so I'll show you what it will look like. So you're just putting in large rectangles of color, and then you've got that sun. So you're going to use the rectangular marquee tool, and I am just going to click and drag until I think it's about right. And I want to choose a color. If we go back, I'm going to have to cancel. If we go back to this one, you'll notice that it's sort of a medium, or a light blue, dark blue, medium blue. So your light blue should be on top. Or you could go with other colors. People have done night scenes. It's really up to you how you want this to look. So, sure. Alright, so I've picked my color. It's in my foreground, and you're like, wait, it didn't do anything. Well, you have to fill the color. So Shift and F5 is fill. And so I want to use my foreground color. You can change those modes. That's your same mode as before. And I'm going to hit OK. And you're like, oh my gosh, it didn't do anything. That's because on layer 0, our original layer, you have to change it to multiply. And then the black comes through. So then you're going to go back to layer 1. You don't want to have any color on layer 0. None at all. I will definitely be looking for that when I go to grade these. So we're going to use the rectangular marquee tool again. You could deselect, Control D to get rid of the marching ants. And then you're just going to come back. So I've got it on there. I don't quite like where I've placed it. So I can use the arrow keys. I just screwed that up. So that's cutting it, and I don't want it to. Well, you could just start over if you, if you don't like how you've got your rectangle. But it doesn't really matter if they overlap slightly. So this would be your sort of darkest blue here. And then fill. And I've got a weird line, so that looks stupid. There we go. Much better. And then you're going to come back and do the last one, a medium blue. Sure, why not? Shift F5. And they don't really look that different from each other, but yours will look much better, I'm sure. So Control D to deselect. Although there's a weird line at the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to use the magic wand. And you're going to go to your layer 0 to make your selection. So we're going to select the moon or sun, whatever you want it to be. And you're going to hit, wait, you're not going to do anything yet. You're going to go to layer 1 and hit delete. And that's going to delete the color out of your selection. So it deleted the color that we added to it. And then while this is still selected, I can choose a color that I think might look like a sunrise or a sunset or something, whatever you have determined this to be. And I can fill it with that color. Okay, so if we go back to the original, it looks pretty much like that. And if we turn the visibility off, we can see that. And then you're going to hit Control D to deselect. You could have also put in a gradient right there. It's up to you how you want to do that. Lots of kids see that. So we're going to create a new layer with nothing on it. And it's going to be above the mermaid, above the original drawing. And we are going to pretty much use the magic wand for most of our selecting. And I will show you how it will work. And then it's basically just kind of tedious from here, just doing it. But you will make a selection, let's say the mermaid itself. You want to be super careful. Let me show you what not to do. You want to be careful not to accidentally select a black area, because then it will just select the black area. This becomes more important when you're dealing with these leaves. So if you are trying to select this leaf, fine. But then you come over here and try and select this one. And if you select accidentally on the black part, whoa, it just selects everything that's connected to it that's black, and it's all kind of connected. So that gets a little confusing. So it has to be not really a clear area, but any area that's just not black, basically. And you'll be okay. So you might think, okay, what if I want to select more than one thing, or this leaf over here that it doesn't select the whole thing? That's going to be hard. Okay, so you hold down Shift and you can see this little plus sign next to your magic wand and make another selection. And so now you've got the whole leaf. You could choose a green that's kind of a bright green, and then Shift F5 to fill. Oh shoot. I did what you guys are going to do every time. So undo. You make your selection on layer 0, and then you come up to your other layer, and then you fill. Shift F5. Okay. You'll know you have it when it's a solid color, like that. So you can definitely select more than one leaf at a time. Let's say you want, and if you try and make your selection on the wrong layer, that's what will happen. So go back to layer 0 to make your selection. Hold down Shift. I'm going to select a couple, except I don't want to do that. You hold down Alt to remove it from your selection so that you don't have to start your selection all over again. And here we go. So then I want to fill with, I'm going to switch to layer 2, Shift F5 to fill. And then I can fill multiple things at once. So you saw Shift adds to your selection, Alt subtracts from your selection. There's a couple areas here, Control D to deselect, a couple areas where it doesn't quite work. Like it selects the water here and the leaf. And that's because there's a little bit of a gap there. And so if it doesn't, I mean, the computer doesn't know that this is one thing and that's the other, you have to use the pencil tool at like a 5 or a 6 or something with a hard edge, which it should be all the way up to 100%. And so I'm using green, but and you want to do this on your layer 0. So obviously black would make more sense. You use black. I hit D to get it back to my default settings, which is a black fill. So I'm drawing in, and that green's on top. But anyway, so I'm drawing that in. go back to my magic wand, and then I can select this area, and it doesn't select those leaves in addition to my water. So anytime you have areas like this, I know there's an area, well, the dragonfly, it doesn't quite finish, so you need to use the pencil tool to finish the dragonfly if you wanted to change the color on that. Or you could use the brush tool if it's something small like that. There's flowers in here, I just want to point out. So like this guy right here is a flower, but it doesn't connect, so you have to use the pencil tool there. Make sure when you use the pencil tool, you're doing it on layer 0, not the color layer. And there should not be any color on layer 0. This lesson is to teach you to be on the right layer, and just, different ways to select, and also just to kind of have a little fun. So I think those are the main areas, if I remember correctly, that don't, this leaf over here doesn't finish, and down there as well. So you just want to finish off some of those leaves. Actually, there's several areas down here on the bottom of those leaves. Okay, so when you're done, it might look like this. It might look a little bit different, but I do want it to be nice and detailed. I want your leaves to be, correct. I don't want it to be, just kind of messy. And I want you to use the fill command to fill your color instead of the brush. So if you're going around using the brush tool on all these leaves, that's just a lot of extra work. One other thing, just like in Illustrator, is if you like a particular color that you've used and you want to use it again, you can pick your color picker thing and use the eyedropper, and it'll find that color again for you. So then you could use that color again somewhere else. So there you go. Make these pretty, but make them school appropriate. Thanks.